Hello, beings of this world, and not is I, the Shadow One here, back to another video. In today's video, we are here in the Duel links, and I'm gonna show you something pretty crazy. Look, 4 days World Championship. I wanna grind for this, but I wanted to try to do some quick play, a little bit just to get the mode going. And let me show you this ridiculous deck I came across. Cause the deck it was actually crazy, okay? I'll show you a screenshot later. Here, look, this deck, okay? I had a Spriggan's deck, okay? The Spriggan, when I got the DD decks, trying to grind for the DD cards, I got a bunch of Spriggan's cards from all the packs I opened, because to get any type of card in this game, you have to have 300 pack pulls of one particular bling. This is all when I try to pull for D&D slime. I got a whole deck after just pulling for that one card, right? So this entire deck, everything in this deck is basically you send to the graveyard so you could put it back as an Xyz material into one Xyz card. This, it's all to get the Sand Sea field spell, which lets you summon the Xyz rank 8 monster that lets you activate a quick effect that lets you banish the one opponent card, and then you could do that again next turn. But it's all hand and graveyard effects. You have to put everything in the graveyard for the effects to work, right? And then they pair me against this one guy. Look at this guy. Yeah, like chain reaction, this guy. Pair me against the one guy who uses this card, this freaking card. Each time a card is sent to the graveyard, inflict 300 damage to an owner for each card sent. And he also has his effect that says your opponent loses 200 life points every time you activate a trap card. You understand how dumb that is? You understand that's the word. Look here, this card is sent to hand the graveyard, guitar go and speed against monster in graveyard, and special summon defense position, and then put in the Xyz monster. My whole deck is based on running my entire deck to the graveyard. And then they pair me against the one guy. I couldn't do that because that's peak matchmaking. That's perfect for this game. But that's not even the worst problem, because I love how this game has gotten to a point where the crazy paragraph card effects can be outdone by the simple card effects that have one line, one letter, like Mystical Face Typhoon. That card's the worst, and it's an ultra rare. So this guy who has Mystical Face Typhoon literally either spent months trying to get that card, or he literally paid to win with his deck. He just paid $100 or $200 for his deck, and then suddenly he could beat everyone, because apparently Mirror Force and draining Mirror Force, this guy has that. He has Crackdown. His deck is stupid. Look, you see how many stuff my things do? I have to do this because there's no way to summon my cards. They're level 8. Look, he has Mirror Force. I can't do anything against Mirror Force with a deck this complicated. I think that's crazy. Look, Flood Grade. So he sends everything face down, then I can't use it. And then he does it again and again. I literally can't do anything. I have to do stuff like this because that's the whole point of this deck. Anybody else, it would have been fine, but they had to pair me against this guy who's literally a pay-to-win deck. And he has this Lava Gold. You can special summon to your opponent's hand, which I think is also dumb. He's just been inflicting damage to me forever and ever and ever, which is okay, whatever. Okay, so the one mistake I made probably is I summoned the level 4 instead of summoning level 8 using the field spell during the first round, because I thought I would have had time to summon both of them, but no, this guy kept destroying it because Floodgate flips it face down defense mode, so I can't even activate the effects, which is crazy. Oh my god. And there's Crackdown, which takes the card from your opponent, and that's awesome. Okay, and I die. Okay, wait, let me pull up a screenshot of his deck and then show you how dumb it is. Okay, this was his deck. Do you not look at this deck and then do you not see something wrong with it? Okay, first off, a lot of these cards, they're just first generation cards, and they're like the ultra rares. You understand? The ultra rare. They got a mirror force and swords revealing light. Okay, fine, you could get those cards like from the characters, whatever. But then they have two floodgates, and then I do not know what this card is, but it's probably something dumb. They got two realize. Then they got this one. I think that's also like a type of mirror force card. It's three of those, and then you had the Skull Invitation, and then the Jar Avalanche, which lets you summon this whole deck again. They got Wing Karibo. This entire deck is built like just to keep running to get you a deck out or like destroy all your cards. And these are like the most simple cards. The line attack. I hate Man Eater Bug. Man Eater Bug is so dumb. And this card too, the Amazoness card, where you take all effect damage, even though if this card had like lower attack points in your card and you took damage, you would take that damage. I did not explain that right, but it's that. And then this card flip, you gotta put it, you put your hand, no, you, okay, for this card, when it's a, you get put your stuff in your own hand, like the monster that was attacking gets put in your hand. Wow, that was so hard to explain. And then this one, where you tribute the opponent's hand, summon it, and you get more damage. Like, this entire deck is crazy. This deck somehow beat the Spriggans deck. Like, let me tell you how complicated my Spriggans deck is. So this is the basic rundown of the deck. Everything on this card is to summon the field spell, the Grand Sea something something, right? This Grand Feast spell lets me discard a card, either a rank, like one of these rank 8 monsters, or level 8 monsters and level 4 monsters, and then I could summon one of the same rank, same level as a rank, summon one of these. And then this one lets you summon this one, and then each of these effect things lets you destroy some effect or monster card from your opponent's field. This one lets you banish one, this one lets you summon like this one, and then this one lets you banish one from one of the monster zones that's the same monster zone as this one. And then each of these cards are Xyz units, basically Xyz units, that you can send to the graveyard as overlay units and then put it back into these two type of cards. And then the entire spell card category right here is to get the Grand Sea thing, because you really need this card for the entire deck to work. And then you got these traps that help protect your Spriggans monsters. Gains 500 attack points. It has like also like these mini effects when you put it as like these materials. So the entire deck is built on running the deck to the graveyard. It's such an overly complicated deck, it's actually kind of dumb. However, I lost. I literally lost to that other dude, which is crazy, who had the most simplest decks. And I also have Obelisk Tormentor for the funsies. Anyway, I think that's crazy how Yu-Gi-Oh! Has gotten to the point where one line of text can beat like these paragraph effect monsters now. Cause I also have another deck I can show you. Literally like everything wrong in this game. I'll show you another duel after this. But like, I think that's crazy how these like the legacy cards from the super first generation can easily beat all these complicated newer cards, and I think that's so dumb. It is so dumb. And to get those cards, a legacy card, you could tell it takes really a long time to get those cards because you have to pull from the booster packs, and each booster pack, it does not give you the card you want. You have to pull the entire booster pack. You know how many gems that is? How much time that takes? Like just to get the D&D Swirl Slime, I had to pull an entire pack or whatever, right? And then like I had to pull like 400 of these box cards, right? It's so much gems, and it took me like an entire month to do that. So either you pay to win, or you have to spend hours trying to get the one card you need. And these guys have their entire deck filled with those ultra rare cards that take so long to get, which is crazy. I think that's dumb. And I think it's them you have to pay for it, and how hard it is to get one card you need from your deck in Duel Links. Like even like the Duel Masters, they have like cards that like you could just, like the gems are easier to get, way easier to get than this. I don't know, man. This deck, I mean this game is so weird. Here, let me show you one prime example of this. This guy right here. I used the Odin thing because I wanted to make my own life point draining one because I got so mad before. This guy had the Winged Dragon of Raw deck. Look at how much stuff he does. Okay? His entire deck for the Winged Dragon Raw, blah blah blah, right? He even have the fancy field thing. I had these 4 cards. Trying to protect myself, right? Look at this. Look at how crazy his deck is. He uses this true Sun God, whatever, right? He's just gonna keep effect summoning. He's gonna use half his deck, right? He got Egyptian God Slime, which is great. I still have Keroid in my hand, so I don't get a damage. He's an entire life point at 700. And I beat him with simply Magic Cylinder. The simple card beat him. That's crazy. I think that's everything wrong with the game, because I feel like the effect monster you spend hours trying to get should be able to do something against those simple cards, because apparently it doesn't do that. So you need to get negation cards. So I have to like actually find negation cards, because the only negation card I have is Siegfried of this one. If I can't do anything on my opponent's turn, that means I automatically lost. That's how this game is. That's how it works now, which I think is so dumb. So I have to fix so many stuff. Like this Swirl Slime took so hard. Why is Leonidas an ultra rare? Like I don't think Leonidas is on the same level as these cards or this one. So I think that's dumb. Anyway, so that's the video I want to make right now. I just want to complain and badmouth other players because this game sucks, but it's also good. So don't cancel me, please. I'm gonna try to grind for the championship that's gonna happen in like a few days. I'm gonna grind some gems, try to get new cards and stuff, and yeah. Hope y'all like, subscribe, and bye.